Anti-Afro Svengalis, I want to tell you about the contest. I'm going to start out with the contest, but I want you to stick around because I have to give you some context to what's going on. The contest, here it is, $300 to the person who correctly guesses who got their ass fired last week. Last week, people, through their own doing. Here is the situation. Read the instructions for the contest on the channel. If more than one person guesses the correct individual who got fired last week, your names will go into a second drawing. Use your skills and try to figure out who we're talking about. Be sure you look among those you know and those who they associate with. It doesn't require that you go hop on any panels. You can go looking on your own to get this information or provide your best guess. Use the email at the bottom. Follow the instructions about what to put in the subject line. Make sure you are commenting on this page. We're not in the business of appeasing enemies or paying enemies. Good luck with the contest. I will give you more details as the contest moves forward. I'm going to refrain at this point from giving any other information, and we're going to try to wrap up this contest within 24 hours. That way we don't hang around delaying the payout. Try to get your responses in. It's okay if you change your mind because some people have already sent in responses. After you hear this video, you're welcome to resend another guess. Make sure you are saying, this is the guess I want to go with. Do not miss the opportunity to win $300. Guess the name of the individual who got their ass fired. Before I move on to the next part of this video, I recall when I first announced this contest, it was a little different. It was guess who the first rogue public servant will be, because this is a public servant. And the ones that were doing all the attacking were freaking out. I can't believe she's running this contest. Let's be clear about something. If these individuals weren't engaging in this conduct, I wouldn't be able to have this contest. But without further delay, I want to continue on with the presentation. Stay tuned and I will return.
Can I get fired for what I say on social media? The concern is that, the person asking the question explained that he made some comments on social media and he feels they're inflammatory. Now his employer is coming down on him like a ton of bricks and he's worried about getting fired. He wants to know, can I get fired for what I say on social media in my own time that I make after hours that have nothing to do with the employment? And the answer is we have what's called at-will employment, meaning you're employed at the will of your employer unless you have something stating otherwise. So if the exception to this would be if you have an employment contract that specifies reasons for termination, if you have a collective bargaining agreement that specifies reasons for termination, if maybe you have an employee handbook that has graduated levels of discipline that might speak to this. But if you don't have any of those things, you're just a straight at-will employee. You can be fired for any legal reason. And one of those reasons is in comments that are inflammatory or that show your employer in a bad light. Your employer is likely spending thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars on marketing and branding in order to give themselves a good, positive appearance. And if you're going on social media and making comments, you may be tarnishing that appearance. And so employers have an interest in regulating or having some control over what their employees say on social media. That said, you do have a right to make comments. I would encourage you not to make comments that are inflammatory, that are going to get people angry enough to contact your employer. but you do have to balance what you say, your own interest in having freedom of speech against your employer's interest.
Well, 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 hopefully that sheds some light on the term at will employment and the reach of employers. Now, I want to add something. He mentioned companies put out a lot of money to help their image as far as the public goes. Now, if you're talking about a public institution, nonprofit, whether it's public or private, educational entities, you're talking about endowments, you're talking about donors. So, what do you think donors would do if they became aware of people attached to their institutions acting the fool? It's the same outcome. Nobody wants to be associated with people who engage in the atrocities that we have seen in these YouTube streets. Let me be clear again. No one is getting anyone fired. People engage in the conduct that they engage in, all on their own. Nobody's making anyone do anything. I want to make that clear. What I also want to make clear is the importance of reemphasizing how things are going to go down from this point forward. Backing up, there are individuals who still think, say they're enemies. I don't even deal with these individuals. For some reason, they seem to think that whatever is posted on this channel was catered towards them. It is not catered towards them. It's catered to those who are genuinely interested in this content. I can't stop people from coming over here listening to a video. I also can't do anything about people using this content, making money off of it, and stabbing me in the back. Some people might say, well, what's going on? What changed? We are re-emphasizing to demons, to connoisseurs of Lousfield live streams, to enemies. We are not going to be your cyberbullying content. We're not going to be your sexual harassment content. We're not going to be your threats of violence content. We're not going to be your slander and libel content. We're not going to be your targeting of children and families content. We're not going to be your fake and fraudulent reporting to agencies content. If a person legitimately has a concern, no one on this planet Earth is going to object to a person filing a complaint. The problem is these demons who are desperate for content know good and damn well they are making things up when they make these reports. So these two situations are not the same. When I say we, me and others who have found it necessary to file complaints, we file complaints with screenshot and audio and links. We just don't go and make a report and say, well, somebody's doing this to me, and we have no proof. And here's another thing that people want to ignore. They think for some reason, as Black folks, what happens to us is a priority to law enforcement. It's important, but it all depends on how you present your information. That's what you have to keep in mind. And you need to be persistent. I'm making it very clear. Be persistent. If someone is trying to subject you to any type of content that is illegal or harassing, that is something which is actionable. Now, here we go. There are some people out there who so badly want to be portrayed as victims. When they are not victims, they are instigators of this whole garbage that got started, and what they can't handle, people coming back in response. That's what they can't handle. If somebody has posted 55 videos on you and you only responded to 10, you got 45 more videos to go to comment on if you so choose to comment. This is a true mark of a bully and people who harass others. They want to think they can say and do whatever they want to you, but when it comes time for you to respond, they want to claim they're a victim. Well, good luck with that. Go to court and prove it. Go to court and prove it. I reiterate, I don't have that fear. I heard that Tiffany P was threatened by NPW, that NPW was going to get her disbarred. Yeah, right. But if Tiffany P decides to believe that or back off because she thinks Nikki Proctor Walden has the power to do that, that's on her. I can't blame her for that. But Tiffany P, if you want to come on board with us, we'll gladly accept you. We will not let anybody harass any person simply because they exercise free speech. NPW was running around here sexually harassing men and women for how long? At least since August or September of 2021. And this is a person who seems to think, I'm going to sit here and be quiet about it. I'm not being quiet about anything. Anything that you see going up here on this channel about NPW is information that she has put out herself, including this Dr. Poop situation. Same thing with Let Me See Your Handcuffs. Let Me See Your Handcuffs went around here talking all kinds of shit about me, telling all these lies, trying to get people to assault me, trying to steal AFW, stealing from AFW. And when she sees I started to respond and she couldn't take the heat, and she starts pulling down videos to try to make herself be presented as a victim. It doesn't work that way. You recorded all those videos, and I can talk about you for as long as I want to. I can make a whole channel about you if I wanted to. I just don't have time to manage a whole separate channel. But I'll put your videos here. As far as the photos, if my photo was out there, people could use my photo because it's already here in this space. How are you complaining about a photo of yourself that's being used with content that you put out? How are you complaining about screenshots of shit that you wrote and you posted it publicly? That is not a privacy violation. But here, like I say, I am glad that they're trying to use legal means, but it's far too late. We are moving forward with all of our complaints towards these public servants who are so far out of line, and the nerve to think they can go around threatening and intimidating people. Well, you picked the wrong person. You can't lock me up. How the hell are you going to get me locked up and get my rights taken away? You don't have any ability to do that because I'm not the one engaging in criminal conduct. You're engaging in criminal conduct. And this goes to the individuals that I'm posting videos about. You just thought you had a safe passage because I was quiet for so long. I'm not going to be quiet. And let's address the situation about Let Me See Your Handcuffs and her so-called conditions. I'm not obligated to believe a damn thing Let Me See Your Handcuffs says about her so-called conditions. I repeat, these conditions weren't causing any complications when she was attacking families and allowing people on her platform to abuse and harass people. Her condition didn't prevent her from going live from public school sites in violation of school policy and post videos. Where was her condition then? I don't care about any condition. I care about the illegal conduct, the unethical conduct that she perpetrated against me. And I'm going to pursue that with full force. It is not my problem that Let Me See Your Handcuffs wants to come up here and claim she has some disorder that I'm supposed to back off and let her do what the hell she wants. She attacked many people. Where was this condition when she reported breaking the culture of silence to the cops and CPS on more than one occasion and she was lying through her teeth? Where was that condition then? That's bullshit. Nobody with any self-respect is going to fall for that crap. It was all good when she sat up there and laughed while she was attacking people. Many people she has attacked. It was so funny when she was harassing this brother who had a mother in prison. Where was her condition then? Where was her condition when she got her ass kicked off that social services, racial equality, social justice board? She was attacking breaking the culture of silence from A to Z. Where was her condition then? I don't give a damn about somebody's condition. You better get a reprieve from a judge. I'm not giving you any reprieve when you're attacking me and violating my rights. You don't have any condition that precludes me from speaking my speech in response to your attacks upon me. You can go straight to hell on that. I'm not listening to any of that. It has nothing to do with what I do for a living. Just like Let Me See Your Handcuffs is a teacher and she came on here calling people retarded. That's what she was doing. Where was the condition then? I don't know what suckers you are used to dealing with off YouTube, but I tell you one thing, I am nobody's flunky and I'm not going to sit here and allow anybody to get up here and use me for illegal content in any respect. Now, let's be perfectly straight. You all know as well as I do that these people know most of the things that they say. Most of the things that people say in these YouTube streets about me doesn't violate anything. It's people having an opinion. And they've been doing it for how long? I've never cared about that. I care about the criminal conduct, the harassing conduct, and I'm here to tell you no way in hell am I going to put up with it. I don't care how many drooling flunky demons you pull out of the woodwork, how many flunkies you pay to make any claim you want, saying they have 200 pages of bullshit lies on me. I don't care. That is not going to stop me from continuing on with what I said I was going to do. People were given ample warning. This is another shout out to Tiffany P. Sister, if you need any help, let us know. Nikki Proctor Walden is nothing but a bully, is nothing but a sexual harasser who has violated multiple regulations set forth by her university. Again, it is your decision, it is your choice to rock and move how you want. Don't let a bully win. But let me tell you this, if Tiffany P, let me make this very clear. If Tiffany P bows out, honey, I'll pick up the slack for you when it comes to Nikki Proctor Walden. I will pick up the slack for you bowing out. There's no way Nikki Proctor Walden is going to successfully intimidate anybody in these YouTube streets. Not with all these clips we have on her sexually harassing people, men and women, threatening people with violence, attacking people for protected class issues. I want to make sure everybody understands the position from which I'm speaking and how very serious I am about not putting up with any of this bullshit that falls under these categories that you see here on the screen. If you want to give your opinion, your free speech, and it doesn't fall within these categories, I have nothing to say to you. Anyone else, if you're engaging in this kind of conduct, especially if you're a public servant, you are going to be a target for justice. People deserve justice who are attacked. There is no such thing as telling someone they're a bully because they're responding to your abuse. Try that shit somewhere else. Maybe it will work, but it's not going to work on me. In the meantime, do not forget the contest $300 prize. And don't touch that dial because there's more to come after you hear Buyer Beware.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition, my condition.